So today I am talking about the value between your legs. And most women have not been taught how about the value of their yoni. Okay, now yoni is the ancient Sanskrit name for the female procreative and sensual organ. I use yoni because it honors the woman's sensual organ, the woman's sex organ. It carries a very powerful and mystical meaning that means the source, the origin, also the abode. So you may know about the Shakti traditions. Those are the ancient wisdom lineages of Sanatana Dharma that worship the goddess and revere women as the embodiment of the divine, and the divine feminine as the goddess herself. Okay, so the Shakti traditions view a woman's yoni as the procreative sensual organ of the female, yes, but more than that, as the divine feminine gateway into the material world. Okay, because every being in this material world, whether in the human realm or animal realm or insect realm, comes through a yoni. Okay, so the yoni is considered a mystical vessel that holds the nectar of life. Life itself arises. The yoni is the wellspring of life itself. So the yoni is considered a divine passage through which a soul enters into the material realm. And when a woman holds the belief within herself that she is an embodiment of the goddess, that she is a divine feminine being, she understands that her body is a temple of this divinity. So then it becomes valuable to establish the requirement for entry into that temple. Okay, so if the female body is a divine, an embodiment of the goddess, the body itself is a temple. Okay, so I'm talking about this today because to say that you are the gatekeeper of your temple. Okay, you're the gatekeeper of your temple. So what is the donation? What is the action or the value required for the masculine to enter the inner courtyard of your temple? Think about that. Is it a couple glasses of wine at a bar on a Saturday night? Is it a week of texting and a few sweet words? Is it a couple months of Netflix and chill and a promise? Or is it full and willing provision of your needs, plus protection and care for you? You know, is there a need for the man to show some sort of proof that he is eligible to enter the temple? Is there an eligible man, you know, or is there maybe a line of eligible men waiting to enter? Like, what is the level of commitment from the masculine required by you to enter into your body, the divine feminine temple? Okay. Something to think about. Okay, so there's a type of union mentioned in the ancient Vedic text called swayamvar, which means choosing of the groom by the bride. And swayamvar was it was where a woman chose the man as her husband from a group of suitors. And a man who really, really wanted to be with her needed to indisputably prove that he was eligible physically, mentally, monetarily, he could provide for her, he could take care her, and he had to be able to offer a lot in order for that woman to choose him. So some of you probably know the Leela narrated by the sage Valmiki in the Ramayana about the Swayamvar ceremony of Sita Devi, where Ram proved his prowess and qualifications to her and beat out many other men through the extraordinary feat of breaking the Lord Shiva's bow. He had to string the bow and shoot the arrow, and he ended up breaking the bow, which couldn't even be lifted by the other suitors. And as a result, he won her hand in marriage. Now, of course, this is a Leela, and this occurred in a time period thousands of years ago in another yuga altogether. And obviously, Swayamvara does not apply in this current Kali Yuga time period, but I'm mentioning it so you can consider what is the value of your yoni. What do you require for a man to enter into your body? So think about the scenarios that I just mentioned and feel what is right for you, what is required by you for the masculine to be able to enter the inner courtyard of your temple, your yoni. Okay, and determine the cost to enter your temple. There's no right or wrong answer. The only correct answer is what you believe your value is. Okay, but you put the price. You put the price. So when a woman understands that her yoni is her precious, valuable, she is in her power. And really, in the past, I would say in about the past 50, 60 years, you have been duped into opening your temple door so all the monkeys can come running inside anytime, day or night. And who does that work out well for? Has that worked out well for you? In some cases, yes, some cases no. You decide. Your yoni is the divine feminine power interconnected with the cosmic happening. Meaning the continual cycle of life, birth and death, happens because of you and through the woman's yoni, and therefore is considered a cosmological truth. In essence, the yoni is the root cause of everything in existence. It's the primal reason of existence. So if you watch the last video, I mentioned that the world is moving because of woman. World is moving because of woman. Woman is the reason the masculine is striving, is building, is persevering. And life itself perpetually arises from the yoni. Due to the merging of the masculine energy, of course. This is not meant to, not recognize the masculine. The masculine is very important, of course. And this is not a moral lecture. I'm operating under the program beliefs or the opinions of the mass population or the judgment of the society. I'm just bringing to light that you have been conditioned away from your feminine power and educated into beliefs and behaviors that may not serve your highest feminine power. And most likely you have not been taught about the true power that lies between your legs. Like I know that I wasn't. I definitely wasn't. I had to learn that. So you need to make that decision for yourself, because maybe you never learned the value of your yoni. You were never taught everything that you can have, everything that you want. You were not taught that you could have what you want. And if you know how to wield the power of the yoni, and I'm not saying in a manipulative way. I'm discussing material life here. I'm not discussing spiritual life. This is purely material life, okay? If you understand how to wield the power of your yoni, not as a manipulative tool, but as a gatekeeping mechanism, as an act of self-love, then you can be valued, you can be provided for, you can be protected, you can have all the things you need, you can have all the things you want, and you can fully relax into your divine feminine. You can be in your goddess self. So I talk about learning how to find your goddess self and be your goddess self in my book, Finding a Lost Divine Feminine. And also, I have this 28-day companion journal that helps you go through the process of discovering, reorganizing your inner space, understanding yourself more deeply. It's a really great process of going through this journey of finding and getting back in touch with your divine feminine self. And I talk about these things here. So and I do touch briefly on that in the book, Goddess Finding Your Lost Divine Feminine. So I just wanted to go over that a little bit, talk about that a little bit. And that's all I have to say for today. Namaskaram. Aloha.